Hey moms, and welcome back to Momestly. As many of you know, we've been posting about our charity that we are taking money for this month for the pregnancy and infant loss awareness. And in today's video, we are going to be talking to a co-founder of WLJ Angel Gowns. Right. So this charity is actually from our hometown. They are based out of our hometown. It is a mother and daughter who co-founded the organization together. And it's something that I'd not heard of before. So previously we've done organizations that do like different types of care kits for families, but specifically they cater to like the babies and the families while they're still in the hospital. And it's such a unique organization. And we are so glad that we can help them out this year. And so again, they are called WLJ Angel Gowns. And I'm going to let Bella tell you a little bit about it, how it came to be, whatever you're comfortable sharing with us. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you bringing awareness to what we do and Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. It tends to be forgotten because people tend to focus more on breast cancer, and it's not that it's not important, but our angel families are just as important.
Right.
So we found out March of 2016, when my daughter was 20 weeks pregnant, that Wyatt, my grandson, her son, had a fatal diagnosis. He had bilateral multicystic dysplastic kidneys, which is cyst on the kidneys. And for those that don't know, when we become pregnant, we as mothers produce the amniotic fluid in the beginning. But when it comes time for the kidneys to start to form, the babies envelop the amniotic fluid and excrete it, and it's a continual process until they're born.
Right.
Unfortunately, with Wyatt, he had cysts that were on both of his kidneys, so he would envelop the water, the amniotic fluid, but he couldn't excrete it.
Right. Yeah.
And because it attacked both of his kidneys didn't form. We chose to carry. We don't believe in termination, so we chose to carry for as long as God would allow. And we had him June 2nd, 2016, at 30 weeks. He was 3 pounds, 9 ounces and 15 inches long. Absolutely perfect. Sadly, we lost him 2 hours and 10 minutes later. And being that he's so tiny, you can't find anything for a baby that size. The hospital provided a gown for the hospital for him, but not for us to bury him in.
Right.
So we had him on a Thursday. That Friday, my daughter spent the entire day trying to find something for him. And like I said, he was tiny, so you can't find anything. So she had to settle. And as a grandma, that really hurt my feelings. You know, because she shouldn't have to settle. And where's the last place a grieving mother wants to go? It's a baby store. But where else are you going to go to look but a baby store? So I actually created this organization more out of anger than anything, not realizing the need for what we do. I started August, I believe it was like August 8th. So we've been doing this 5 years now.
Wow.
So what WLJ Angel Gowns, WLJ stands for Wyatt Lee Johnson. And what we do is we accept donated wedding gowns and formal dresses. And then myself and 4 other seamstresses transform them into angel gowns, angel wraps, and angel buntings for our angel families who lose their baby during any gestation loss of a pregnancy up into a newborn size.
Okay.
We donate them anywhere in the United States, absolutely free of charge, to hospitals, family-owned funeral homes, and individual families who suffer infant loss. We don't want another family to go through what Kayla went through and trying to find something.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're going into a pregnancy, everything's great, but something happens during delivery. You're not ready for that.
Right.
Or early losses don't get acknowledged.
Yeah.
So we're able to provide these moms with something.
Yeah.
We also provide memory packages. We do that both nationally and internationally now. And there again, we acknowledge any gestational loss of a pregnancy. A lot of times those memory packages are going to be for early losses, but we accommodate at any gestation. And it doesn't matter if the mom's had a loss a week ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. We've done them for up to 35 years ago.
Wow.
So we do provide those there again. That is done at no charge to these families.
Yeah.
And then we also added on that we provide Cuddle Cots to hospitals.
Yeah.
Right.
We have donated 2 to AU, 1 for labor and delivery and 1 for their NICU. And we donated to Aiken Regional. Okay. Doctors and university both had Cuddle Cots donated them by other donors. And then now we're branching out to provide Cuddle Cots to other Georgia hospitals.
Yeah.
Awesome. And this, when time is all you have, is crucial to have that Cuddle Cot. And we didn't have that with Wyatt. We didn't have 24 hours with him before we needed a call for them to come get him.
And can you
explain
more of what a Cuddle
is?
Cot is? We've done some research.
We know
on
what
it.
we know.
Yeah, for those that don't know, because before I found you on Facebook, I had no idea what Cuddle Cots were.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the one that we purchased looks just like a white bassinet, and I call it like a waterbed for babies.
Okay.
And what it has is the mattress that the babies will lay on. The nurses will put cold water in that mattress, and this helps keep the baby's temperature regulated. And depending on the gestation at birth, their transition can be that much faster than us as adults.
Right.
So with Wyatt, his transition was very noticeable, not even 24 hours later, about 18 to 20 hours later. Had we had the Cuddle Cot, Kayla could have had days where she didn't even have 24 hours. But this allows the moms to keep the babies in the room,
right,
as long as they have the Cuddle Cot and the hospital approves it, for the duration. And being a military town, you know, if you got a dad that's overseas, he's not going to get home at the drop of a hat.
Right.
It's going to take him a day or two, depending on where he
is.
You know, and he doesn't want to meet his child the first time in a funeral home if he doesn't have to.
I didn't even think about that part, about the military part.
No.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
You know, so it's, instead of the nurses coming and taking the baby and putting their baby in their cooling unit, you can keep the baby with you. And the Cuddle Cot the bassinet looks just like one you would have at home. So it gives it somewhat of a normalcy.
Yeah.
In an unnormal situation.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, in a military town, you know, I'm from a military family, you know, so it hits home knowing, you know, these dads want to see their babies before a funeral home.
Yeah.
So we just try to take what happened with us in the situation we were in and what we didn't have, and try to help these other families, like I said, have more time. They could have days with their baby, whereas we didn't. Provide an angel gown so they have something to bury their baby in, whereas we didn't. So we just try to take our situation and help the next family, you know, through their journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
Even though we know about parts of it, it's still a lot to hear it out loud and kind of process that.
It's different when you go through it too.
I'm sure.
You know, so it's, you know, like I actually met up with an angel mom a couple of days ago and hand delivered her a memory package for her baby she just lost this week.
Wow.
You know, so, you know, I do that and I talk with these moms, and let them know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
So, I do meet up with these families. I meet up with friends to deliver these packages. Whatever these families need me to do,
Yeah.
I'll be there. I will hold their hand. I'll walk them through it. Whatever we can do, because when we lost Wyatt, we didn't have anybody.
Yeah.
We didn't really, we knew people that had lost.
Yeah.
Sure.
Who had a pregnancy loss or loss after birth like Wyatt, but never really connected and never really talked about it because nobody wants to.
That's true.
Or they feel like they're not allowed to.
Exactly. And that's one of the big things that I try to do without stepping on toes, is let people know if you can talk about the loss of your dad, your mom, your brother, your sister, why can't the next mom talk about the loss of her baby?
Right.
The only difference is you may have had years and years and years, 30, 40, 50 years, and this mom may have had just the time they had in the hospital.
Right.
Or, just the time that she was pregnant and then she had her miscarriage.
Yeah.
So it's not fair to say you can't talk about your child.
Right.
And make that mom feel less than, because she's already going through enough. And we all go through the same steps, but we grieve differently.
Right.
Yeah. And an infant loss mom is going to grieve differently than I would grieve over loss of my father or my mother or my brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to say, you can't talk about your baby, that's a real big taboo.
Yeah.
That like I said, I try to break that stereotype and let these moms know you're not alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were, up until we started this, like I said, I knew a couple people, but as we started doing this, these moms are messaging me. They're telling me their stories. They're letting me know my family won't let me talk about my baby.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? They just don't want to hear about it. Well, let's go have coffee and we'll talk about your baby. If you want to sit in the parking lot and cry, I will hold your hand. I will let you cry on my shoulder, whatever you need.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, we didn't have that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't have friends say, hey, how do I deal with this? I've had to navigate this all on my own.
Yeah.
Right. And how old was Kayla, if you don't mind me asking, when this happened?
Wyatt is her third loss, so she was 24.
I didn't even know she had had losses before Wyatt.
She had 2 early miscarriages.
Okay.
And then we lost Wyatt at 30 weeks.
Like back to back?
No, we had her first loss would have been before Kane. Then we had Kane. Then we had Wyatt. Then we had Lincoln. And then we had the loss. And then we had Ella.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I was one of the things that I didn't realize until, when we started Momestly Me, and then we were getting ready to decide what we wanted to do for pregnancy and infant loss, I didn't know how bad that statistic was.
1 in 4.
1 in 4. And it's so crazy because you can say that all day long, but to women, that means something that's huge. Like 1 in 4 women suffer one or the other.
Yep.
And that's just like, I remember when we first started getting it together, like hearing that was like, I don't know. Like I know so many women that have been impacted, primarily more for miscarriages. And then I'm sure through working with my mom, that we lost my niece back in 2006, but and then my dad actually had a baby that died, a crib death when he was only a couple months old as well. So I have those stories, but when you put it in a number like that, that is so heartbreaking to hear and think about what that means for so many women. Yeah. And then it sounds like not only are you letting them know they're not alone, but you're letting them know they're not forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the biggest things is I'm on a bunch of different infant loss pages.
Sure.
To help me understand and to better help these angel families. And these, I call them girls, are young enough to be my kids, are like, I can't talk about my baby. I can't say his name. His anniversary just passed and he wasn't acknowledged. So that is more common than people think, because it's like, we don't want to hear about it, don't want to talk about it, and that's it.
They just expect you to move on. Like,
exactly. It's like, you weren't far enough along in your pregnancy to get attached. Well, when once we get that pink line that says we're positive, we're
That's
attached.
an attachment.
That's
yeah.
an attachment.
You know, and people don't think like that.
Yeah.
You know, so 1 in 4 doesn't seem like a lot to some people, but when you're in this journey,
Yeah.
or you have maybe a close friend, maybe it's your best friend or a close cousin or somebody immediate to you, it means something different.
Yeah.
Versus if I had 4 people here who had never been pregnant or maybe just chose not to have children, I say, okay, me and Kayla and 4 other women, that's 6 people. So 1 in 4 of us has had a loss. That would be Kayla. You know, they'd be like, oh, okay, that's just 1 in 4. Well,
It just doesn't sit. Yeah, they don't, it doesn't click the same.
Yeah.
And until you go through it either personally yourself or, like I said, with a close friend or a family member,
Yeah.
a lot of people, it's not that they don't care, it just doesn't resonate with them.
Sure.
Because if you have breast cancer, you know, breast cancer's everywhere. It's talked about. It's everywhere. You know, it's okay. You bring an infant loss, they're like, you know, pull the brakes back. I don't want to hear it.
It's just like, it's too uncomfortable.
Right. But if it happens to them, then they want to talk about it.
Right.
Which, you know, I'm here for them, whether they want to talk about it now or later.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't knock anybody for not. Sure. I just wish people were more open to saying, you know, I'm sorry for your loss. What can I do to help you? Well, I think with technology, now that we have social media, it's out there.
Yeah.
Versus 20 and 30 years ago when it wasn't. And I think back then it's one of those, if you lose your baby, you suck it up, you get over it, you move along.
Yeah.
Forget it ever happened. And then here I come saying, no, you shouldn't do that. Let's talk about your baby. Acknowledge your baby. Have people acknowledge your baby. If they say don't, say then, you know, if your mother dies, your father dies, whoever, I don't want to hear about them.
Yeah.
But it'd be different. But why not? Okay, so why can't I talk about my baby?
Yeah.
You know, and I get it's a taboo subject. I really, really do. You know, but at the same time, how can you tell a mother not to talk about her child?
You can't. You shouldn't.
You know, you shouldn't. And I hope I don't get a lot of backlash, you know, by being open like this. But like I said, I mean, it's just not fair.
No.
To tell somebody that they can't talk about their child, whether it's a 6-week loss, a 30-week loss, like for us, a full-term loss.
Yeah.
You know, a loss is a loss. We all have the same steps of grieving.
Yep.
You know, and you think about it 20 years ago, you know, if she wasn't allowed to talk about her baby, that means she wasn't allowed to grieve properly.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're not allowed to grieve properly, you know, how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
You know, you keep it bottled up, or you don't talk about your child, and then people think, oh, well, she done forgot about her baby.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's no, I haven't forgotten. You just don't want to hear about my baby.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's like a catch-22, dang if we do and dang if we don't.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
You know, kind of thing. And it's like I said, I'm just trying to get people to understand that it's okay. And if you're uncomfortable with it, just say, you know, I'm not comfortable, you know, talking about your baby, versus I don't want to hear about it.
Or don't talk about. Yeah.
Right. You know, I mean, there's always a better way to say, you know, I'm really not comfortable, versus word vomit, like as I call it, and maybe it comes out wrong.
Yeah.
You don't mean it the way that comes out.
Yeah.
But that's the way it was interpreted, you know?
Right.
But, you know, we just take it day by day, and, you know, just let these moms know we're here for them. You know, we do whatever we can to help you.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's one of the things, like we talked about when, you know, Melinda and I have had so many conversations in general about this concept of normalizing motherhood. And that includes like every piece of it. You know, like we've talked about before about how like not until not that long ago were you even really to be excited about being pregnant in the way that you are now. And it's like, but it means like normalizing those conversations that people don't want to talk about. And that includes loss, like on any level level. It doesn't matter. And that's one of the things that like, it's so important is like, we have to talk about the things that we don't want to talk about.
Yep.
And you have to get used to it because there's nothing wrong with talking about them.
Mhm.
Well, that's, I try to get people to understand it. It's my reality.
Yeah.
It's Kayla's reality.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if we could turn back time, Wyatt would be right here playing and hanging out with the brothers and the little sister.
Yeah.
So you can't change what happens,
Right.
but you can change how you react to it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's just accept these moms. That's all they want. They just want to be accepted.
Yeah.
And some of these moms, our family members tell them, you're not a mom because you don't have a baby.
Right.
You're a mom from point of conception.
Yeah.
You're a mom. You're a mom, whether, you have a Wyatt or you have, a little one running around, you're still a mom.
You have a mom when you sign a piece of paper and take in a child and raise them as your own. Like motherhood is not that black and white. It's not that simple.
Nope.
And that feeling doesn't go away just because of a loss. It's always there. Yeah.
Well, if anything, you learn to cope the best that you can.
Right.
With what you have at hand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody goes into a pregnancy. Let me rephrase that. No one goes into a first pregnancy going, I may lose my baby.
Right.
Now, once you've had a loss, every pregnancy after
is it's
very difficult because you always have it in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
So then you prepare yourself to the best of your ability.
Right.
But nobody goes into it going, okay, this might happen.
Yeah.
You don't, you think you plan on baby showers and
Right.
What they're going to wear home. And then, your nursery decor,
Yeah.
But it's a conversation, just like, breast cancer in October, check your tatas. Okay. We get that. It's all over Facebook. It's all over town, the whole nine. Okay. What about check on your angel moms? See how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, infant loss is just as important as cancer, suicide, homelessness, domestic violence.
Yeah.
It's all important.
Yeah.
And some of those same areas can fall into infant loss. You have an infant loss. It may be a result of domestic violence.
Yep.
That mom may go through a suicidal stage.
Yep.
But we can talk about those and we can help her with that. We can help her if she's a domestic violence victim. We'll get her out. We can help her if she's suicidal. Well, we'll get her help. Oh, she's an angel mom. She can just deal with it on her own. And it's not right. It's not fair.
Yeah.
But it's a very tough subject to talk about.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's I think it's just words are hard. I think it's amazing that you are doing this.
Yeah.
Like, because it is hard, because people don't talk about it, because, because you're right. When we go into pregnancy, generally we're not thinking,
this is temporary.
This could be temporary. This may not work out. That's not the general thought process.
No.
But if it does happen, if it doesn't work out, then you were there. You're already there for those moms. Those things are already there for them. I saw that you posted the other day about a huge order. I'm going to call it an order. Care package that went to Mount Sinai Hospital.
Yeah.
Like that, it's huge. And I was like, man, that is, first of all, that's a very popular kind of, I'm going to call it a famous hospital. You hear about it all the time with like celebrities and things like that. And the fact that like, that's such a beautiful order that was sent to that hospital. Like, that's amazing that you're reaching that far out and across the country. Because I've seen there's been orders have gone to other states. It's not just in Augusta.
Nope.
It's everywhere. And it takes one stress, at least one thing off of those families and those moms when that happens.
That's the biggest thing. We didn't have that. So what can we do to help the next family who unfortunately may go through this?
Right.
You know, so that donation, it was done, if I'm not mistaken, in baby Luke's memory. Baby Luke actually just passed a week or two, about 2 weeks ago. He had the same diagnosis as Wyatt.
Oh, wow.
And with this mom, I had sent her a couple of gowns to her home. So when the time came, she already had them.
Wow.
So when she delivered, she had these angel gowns.
Yeah.
You know, so she was able, we do it. He was to be delivered, I believe, at 33 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we sent them just a couple different sizes, just impending.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, when he may be delivered. So that was one less stress this mom had to have.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we want to do, is we want to help these families the best of our ability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you said, it's one less stress.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like I said, whatever we can do, you know, we try to do.
Yeah. That's awesome. And is there anything else you want to share with us about, like, we're selling our t-shirts, which we are wearing today. These are the t-shirts that we're making this year,
which is perfect to go along with what you're talking about, because we did a pinky promise and we're in this together for this year.
Yes.
Normally we just focus on like fall things and like the statistic with pregnancy, but it was like the support system is like the part that we really wanted to focus on this year.
Yes.
And just what it means to be a support. You don't have to understand to be a support for someone going through something like this.
Right. And so we'll of course link in the description how you can order these shirts.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be for yourself. If you know somebody who's gone through this, like, shipping is always free with us.
Yep.
So if there's somebody that you would like us to send the shirt to, we will do that.
There's also a donation button that goes directly to our PayPal, and everything that goes to that, I mean, is going straight to WLJ Angel Gowns.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all proceeds are going directly to WLJ at the beginning of November. So we have like all the way through the end of October, we're going to be collecting, and then you know, we'll make that donation at the beginning of November. And if we could somehow raise enough money to be able to purchase a Cuddle Cot to be donated somewhere, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be a goal for sure.
That would be amazing. And I know you told me how much those cost.
Yeah.
Could you tell us just a little bit more about like what it takes to get that?
The one that we purchased is $3,500.
Yeah.
Right.
So once we get the money, we order it out of the UK, but it's actually in the United States. So once it's paid, then they'll ship it to us. And generally what we like to do, once we're in contact with a hospital, we like it donated or mailed to my house. One, it doesn't get lost in the hospital.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And then that's one less thing that the nurses have to keep up with, because we like to do, we do a presentation.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we pick an angel family and we have them come, and then we donate the Cuddle Cot from WLJ Angel Gowns in memory of that angel family's baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a plaque that's on the Cuddle Cot itself. So that way people can see, you know, the organization is here for you, not alone. And then this mom is also here.
Right.
Right.
And that lets that mom know your baby mattered. You know, we care about your baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there are some videos on your Facebook page of some of those dedication ceremonies, which are beautiful, and I've cried watching them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, this is so amazing. And thank you so much for agreeing to let us raise money for you.
Yeah.
Because that's something we felt was important. We wanted to reach out to you and be like, hey,
we really want to do this.
Yes,
Yeah.
we really want to do this.
Yeah.
Is that
We
okay with you?
Yeah, we appreciate any support that we get.
Yeah.
Fundraising is really difficult for us.
Yeah.
It's
You know?
in general. Yeah.
So it's, we always appreciate, another business, another organization support us,
Mhm.
And understand what our mission is,
Yeah.
and acknowledging, yes, your angel families are important. We want to let everyone know that we stand behind you. We support you. We're here for you. And we
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's important. It's so important.
Yeah.
I mean, so we are so, I'm going to say humbled and just glad that we can do this year for you.
Yeah.
And hopefully in coming years too.
Yeah. It was really kind of by chance. It's interesting, the connection, because
Yep.
I literally did a video chat with my mom, and I asked her what she was doing, and she was working on some stuff for you guys. And we started talking, and I thought, oh,
Yeah.
I was like, this would be a great opportunity to like do for a different
Yep.
Charity, because like, the last 2 years we've done the same one.
Yes. And they're based out of California.
Yeah.
Forever Footprints, which is also a great organization, but very different at the same time.
But that's what I was going to say. But like you said, they
Super
focus
different.
in a very different area of support. It's very different. So this worked out really well. And then that was when I had asked my mom about like, do you think they'd be open to talking to us? And she was like, well, you could always ask. And then that's when it kind of went from there. But it was just interesting the way that it lined up, and when that conversation was had, it's so close to this month. It's just interesting. It's like it was kind of meant to be that way,
Yeah.
Yeah. We definitely we want to share Wyatt's story.
Yeah.
One, it lets other people know, you're there again, you're not alone. But it also lets people know they're talking about their loss. I can.
Yeah.
My other grandchildren, they know Wyatt.
Yeah.
They see his picture, so they know he's an angel in heaven.
Yeah.
So it's not like a hidden secret. So for them, it's normal to talk about their brother.
Good. Yeah, no, that's really good.
So that's, part of whole normalizing a terrible situation is, how many grandchildren do you have? I have 7. I have 3 angels, and I have 4 here with me now.
Yeah.
So it's acknowledging each of my grandchildren, just like anybody else should be able to acknowledge their children.
Yeah.
If they have more than one.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Before I cry my makeup off, thank you so much for
we really
talking with
appreciate
us
it
and being with us tonight. Like it's been, I'm going to say amazing. Like having this conversation and just getting this out there for moms who might be going through this, families that are going through this or have gone through it.
Yeah.
Like, you're not alone, and there are resources out there, and we're definitely going to post. We've been posting about you since August. We started in August this year, and we'll continue to, even after this month is over. Like, we're definitely going to continue sharing posts and getting WLJ out there, because it's so important, especially if somebody has a diagnosis like Wyatt did, and that it's going to happen. Then, like that mom that you just told us about, who you were able to send gowns directly to her
ahead of time.
Like, if we can get you out there, further out there to other moms who know that it's going to happen, and you can already have that's amazing as well.
Yeah.
I think too, it's, with any of your viewers, if you want a memory package, contact us or contact you to contact me. Like I said, it doesn't cost you anything. Yeah. We cover all the postage on our end, but it's for them to know, yes, we acknowledge your child. Regardless of the loss, we are still here. Your baby still deserves something. So like I said, if you've got viewers out there that want a memory package, they can send us a message and we will send it out to them.
Okay.
That way they'll have something.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will link all of that information
below
below in the description. We'll have Facebook, website, whatever information that we need to get to you all if you need it. Again, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Please make sure that you are subscribed to our channel. Hopefully we'll be able to share more content from WLJ in the future. That'd be amazing if they're open to that. Give us the video a thumbs up, share it with somebody who needs it, please. If you need it, I'm so glad. We are so glad that we could be here for you for when you need this. And hopefully, if you know other people who need it too, we're so glad we can be there for them too.
Yep.
Follow us on social media at Momestly Me, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Follow WLJ Angel Gowns on Facebook. Are you on Instagram as well, or just Facebook?
Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn.
All of them.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
And it's just at WLJ Angel Gowns, correct?
For Facebook, it is.
Okay.
Instagram, it's at WLJAG, and
Okay.
Twitter is at WLJ Angel.
Okay.
Okay. And we will also link those below or put them on the screen. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody who's watching this.
Yeah.
Again, Bella, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And we will see you all next time.